Following on from my recent explained videos surrounding the 2010 Predators film, a frequently asked question is what happened to Royce and Isabelle after the closing scene on the game preserve planet. The story takes off 2 months after the film's ending. Royce and Isabelle still stranded on the planet with game continuously being dropped down. Things were not looking optimistic for the pair. A period of isolation and separation from one another had followed. Royce had begun to resent saving Isabelle. His selfless act was what had stranded him on the planet with no escape, and the resentment had begun to build. Royce, in an attempt at survival, had begun going out on hunts of his own, killing these would-be game and salvaging whatever items he could for survival. Through these hunts and his self-inflicted solitary status, he realised he needed Isabelle, whether through fear of turning out like Noland, some sense of guilt, but also his desire for survival. Royce found Isabelle and they began working together. After some time, Isabelle and Royce became romantically involved, even to the point of Royce fondly referring to Isabelle as Izzy. This romance continued and grew. After a particularly tough hunt, Royce returns to Isabelle injured. Several days of unconsciousness brought on by exhaustion and the wounds, Isabelle by his side, tending to his injuries. It would seem the Yautja were aware of Royce and his hunts, either as a new type of spectator blood sport, or potentially the Yautja were testing Royce, finding his limitations and learning from his actions so they may better themselves on hunts against human prey in the future. Just prior to Royce and Isabelle's most trying test yet, a lone predator arrives and presents Royce with bespoke, customized Yautja armor, technology, and weaponry. Almost immediately following the mysterious gift, and before Royce is able to utilize it effectively, a mammoth beast ambushes the pair. A monstrous 4-armed Yautja, seemingly stronger, larger, and possessing an extra set of arms, this hunter sets upon attacking Royce and Isabelle. Apparently sent to test Royce specifically, to see if he was worthy of his champion status, the 4-armed predator would overwhelm the duo, causing them to flee. Once a safe distance away, and with time to explore his new gift of Yautja technology, Royce learns that the biomask provided is in fact picking up his brainwaves. With the newfound knowledge of how to use the weaponry, Royce and Isabelle team up to face against the 4-armed beast. Isabelle, armed with a shoulder cannon linked to her rifle, and Royce with the remaining tech, they are now prepared to wage a final battle. With the two combining their skills, they were able to defeat the predator and prove their worth. Apparently not worthy of returning home, however, the final scene from the comic Predators Preserve the Game is very reminiscent to that of the 2010 movie, both looking up at the sky as more creatures are being dropped off. So did you know of this comic, guys? I had some requests for this following Hybrid Network's video on what happened to Dutch after the first movie. The most intriguing thing to me about this story is in fact the 4-armed predator. We don't know if it's natural, genetically modified, or a subspecies. But again, I thought it would be a really interesting expansion to the lore. That's not to say that I love it, but I do find it interesting. The human-specific armor is a really nice throwback to Machiko 2. Really enjoyed that, and it was just a nice nod to those that have read those old comics. But I'd be keen to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think we'll ever get a closing story on Royce and Isabelle? Or better left now, with that follow-up comic being the last that we hear of them? I'd really like to hear your thoughts, so please let me know down below in the comment section. And if you did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you're new to the channel. I cover the news, topics and theories surrounding the Predator and Alien universes. I've been Mr. H, and until next time, I'll catch you in the comment section.